This morning, the President met with Environmental Protection Agency Administrator Pruitt. One of the topics that they discussed, of course, was the President's upcoming decision on the Paris Climate Accords. As I've told you overseas, this is the subject that the President is spending a great deal of time on, and one that he spoke to the G7 members about during their meetings. Ultimately, he wants a fair deal for the American people, and he will have an announcement coming on that shortly.
To the issue of the Russia probe, I'm wondering, Sean, if you can tell us when the President knew, whether the President knew at the time that Jared Kushner was seeking to establish back-channel communications at the Russian embassy to the Russian government.
I think that assumes a lot, and I would just say that Mr. Kushner's attorney has said that Mr. Kushner has volunteered to share with Congress what he knows about these meetings, and he will do the same if he's contacted or connected with any other inquiry.
Did the President discuss it, though?
I'm not going to get into what the President did or did not discuss, but what your question assumes is a lot of facts that are not substantiated by anything but anonymous sources that are so far being leaked out.
Does he approve of that action?
You're asking if he approves of an action that is not a confirmed action. That being said, I think Secretary Kelly and General McMaster have both discussed that in general terms, back channels are an appropriate part of diplomacy.
So does the White House dispute that that happened?
I'm not going to get into it, but your question presupposes facts that have not been confirmed. King of Saudi Arabia and received with incredible graciousness by the kingdom. I think the relationship that the President has had with Merkel, he would describe as fairly unbelievable. They get along very well. He has a lot of respect for her. They continue to grow the bond that they had during their talks in the G7. And he views not just Germany, but the rest of Europe as an important American ally. During his conversations at NATO and at the G7, the President reaffirmed the need to deepen and improve our transatlantic relationship.
And how did he view her comments that she felt that Europe could no longer depend on the United States?
Well, respectfully, that's not what she said. So since you're misquoting the Chancellor, let me read what she actually said. She said, "The time when Europe could rely solely on others is somewhat in the past, and as I have witnessed over the past few days, Europe must take its fate into its own hands. This means working in friendship with the U.S., the U.K., and neighborly relations with Russia and other partners." That's great. That's what the President called for. He called for additional burden sharing. The Secretary General of NATO said that the President's calls are what's moving them in the right direction. The President is getting results, and more countries are stepping up their burden sharing. That is a good thing for them, it's a good thing for NATO, and it's a good thing for America. Scott Pruitt.
Yes.
And its leaders throughout his stay. The President's address to the leaders of more than 50 Arab and Muslim nations